Hi, welcome to Mama Mandala, where magic is somatic. We are all creative beings, artists, painting the canvas of our lives, writers, writing the story that we are becoming, sculpting and shaping the person that we are, designing and carving the path that we walk on. And we have the ability, the capacity, the creative capability of interpreting the story, the painting, the music, the songs that we sing, so that when things in the process of our creativity aren't unfolding how we planned, we are able to interpret and re-engage in a way that feels true to our hearts, in a way that feels not diminishing, but rather, again, that word, creative. So this practice that we're going to do a yoga practice with gentle twists for creative vision. And twists allow us to look at things through different angles. They allow us to twist ourselves around our center, around who we are, around the core of our being, and bring a vision that we've seen on another side through our center, through who we are, to yet another experience. So let's do this, shall we? Go ahead and lie on your back. We're going to start this practice on the back for just a moment so that the spine can settle into the earth. Bend your knees and bring your feet as wide as your mat. Open the arms out to the sides like a cactus and ground and anchor your shoulders into the earth. Receive a slow breath in. And with an exhalation, take your knees to the right. Turn your head to the left. And very gently engage your feet. So just a little bit of engagement in the feet. Spread your toes. Slight flex in the feet. That will help to protect your knees. Now, if you are feeling like you need some support for your knees, you can bring something to rest your knees on top. A yoga block is a great solution if you have one. And if not, you can put a thick book underneath the knee that needs more support. Slow breath. Feel the creative power of your spine and its ability to, like a serpent, twist around, not moving in a path that is direct, that is straight. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And exhale, your knees to the left. Our creativity is non-binary, obviously, but it has archetypally also something of the feminine. It is circular, it is cyclical, just like our breath is. It's spiralic, and again, it's like the serpent that has been a symbol of many goddesses across many cultures. A lot of ancient cultures saw the serpent as a symbol of the goddess, of the feminine. The feminine's creativity is very obvious to us when we consider the way that a person with a womb creates life inside of them, builds it, nourishes it. Inhale your knees back to center. And exhale, let your knees knock in. And that doesn't matter that someone with a womb who isn't able to or doesn't want to have children isn't creative because of it. Okay, I'm like getting myself into a situation here. Rest your hands on your belly and maybe even close to the womb center. So if you're a male, that's totally fine still. The creative, regenerative power lives in all of us. This is an archetypal conversation rather than a gender one. Slow breath. Allow your eyes to soften. Allow the vision to turn inside. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. The womb as a symbol holds this grand creativity for us. And so we can receive it, again, not just as a organ of creativity, but symbolically. So it speaks to our soul. So it speaks to this deep, ancient part of us that lives in our bones. Roll yourself to your right or to your left, whatever feels better for you right now. I'm going to do left. See, sometimes you have to move a little bit and feel into what you need. Bring yourself to all fours, to your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes under and press your hands into the ground. And inhale deeply, look forward, lift your hips back, reach your chest forward. Exhale, look in toward your navel and round your back. Letting your spine move in this curvy way. Inhale, hips back, chest forward, arch the back. Exhale, look in toward your navel and round your back. Extend the spine with an inhalation, hips back, chest forward. In a serpentine kind of a way, in a wavy way. Exhale, round your back. Flex the spine. Slow breath. Bring your spine to the space between cat and cow, to where it's not arched in any direction. And with a slow exhalation, reach up and back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Hands rooted into the earth, feet grounded. Slow breath. Move the breath through the tone in the back of the throat if you haven't already activated your Ujjayi breath. Slow breath through this deep connection and a little bit of a tightening of the passage of the breath. If putting a lot of weight on your hands is too much for you, you can bring your knees down to the floor. We're going to all do that in a moment. If you need a little bit more slack in your lower back and in your the back of your legs, bend your knees a little bit. Reach your hips up. Knees to the floor with an exhalation. And with an inhale, reach your left arm to the left. Reach it out. Exhale, slide your left arm underneath your right arm and bring your left shoulder down to the floor. Come up higher on the fingertips of your right hand. Slow breath. And when the left side of your head on the earth right now, listen for what the earth has to tell you. So to cultivate a deep vision requires a deep listening. Slow breath. As you're listening to the earth, press the fingertips down, right elbow lifts up, and draw the right shoulder blade a little bit more toward the spine to turn your chest a little more up towards the sky. Untwist with a slow inhalation. Bring yourself back to center and move your hips a little bit side to side. Inhale, reach your right arm to the right. And exhale, slide your right arm underneath your left. Bring your right shoulder down to the floor. Come up high on the fingertips of your left hand and turn your chest up to the sky. Slow breath. Through the right side of your head, listen to the deep connection that we all have to the ground beneath us. Feel the support of it. And as you listen to your breath and as you listen to the earth, listen for what's underneath the surface of things, deep in the soil of the earth, the soil of you. Press the fingertips of your left hand into the ground. Lift the elbow up. Draw the left scapula, the left shoulder blade toward the spine and turn your chest up to the sky. Still listening. Deep breaths. Deep art comes through and from deep under the surface. Inhale, untwist. And we might need to exhale, move your hips a little side to side. Relearn this. Relearn to go beneath the surface with AI, with social media, the superficiality of the world around us. Deep breath in. We might need to relearn, exhale, reach your hips up and back, downward facing dog, to cultivate creative vision through deep listening and by going under the surface of things, deep into the soil of our soul. Slow, deep breath, hands rooted into the earth, moving slowly in our bodies so that we can be a little bit less, it's just basically a little less fast in this fast world. Walk your hands back towards your feet with an exhalation, a little less reactive, a little more in the listening. Uttanasana, forward bend, slow breath. Balls of your feet heavy. Energetically pull the heels back so that the backs of your legs, do you feel how that engages the backs of your legs? Energetically pull the heels back and fold deeply in. And if you need to, you can bend your knees. If this is too much for you, you can put your hands on blocks or even on a chair or on a couch, something to support you. So this deep listening allows us to create a relationship of care and of support within ourselves, within our communities, and in the world around us. Bring your left hand outside of your right shin, so between your knee and your ankle, somewhere in the middle there. Press the fingertips of your right hand into the floor and draw the right shoulder blade toward the spine as you turn your chest to the right. Slow breath. As your heart turns to the right and looks at the world through this angle that is different, that is not the usual angle you look at the world through, right? Literally, physically. Draw the front of your hip bone on the right side, the ASIS, this bony landmark. Draw it toward the left side. And draw the right side of the ribs in the front of your body toward the left side as you turn your heart to the right. So the right side of your body resists the turning, the twisting to the right. And that creates strength, and this strength allows us to cultivate a stronger container. Inhale, untwist, and we all need a stronger container right now. With your next exhalation, right hand outside of your left shin, come up behind the fingertips of your left hand, pull on the shin with your right hand, and turn to the left with your chest. Deep listening, so that the vision can come through. Maybe it's something specific right now that you need to listen for. Maybe there's an actual situation right now that you need to cultivate a stronger container so that you can receive the inspiration and the creativity in order to deal with it. Because our creativity is not just for making art. It's also for how we live every breath of our lives. With the left side of your body, resist the twist from the right to the left. So that the front of the hip bone on the left side draws towards the right. The left side of your ribs draw towards the right, and your chest opens up to the left. Untwist with an inhale. And with an exhale, walk your hands forward. Bring yourself back to downward facing dog. Spread your fingers, ground your hands, reach your hips up high. Root into the heels. And slowly with your next exhalation, bring your knees down to the floor. We're gonna do something that you might need to bring a blanket to put underneath your hips. So I'm gonna show you what we do, and then if you need to go grab it, that's totally fine. We're gonna bring the right leg to the right foot to the outside of the left thigh and press the whole sole of the foot on the ground. Then pick your hips up, take your right hip to the right and ground the left hip into the earth. Inner edge of your right foot roots into the floor. I'm mirroring you. Place the right fingertips behind you and bring your left elbow outside of your right thigh and turn and twist your chest to the left. If you're feeling like your back is rounding too much and this is too much for your hips and your lower back starts to tighten, please sit up on a blanket, on a bolster, on a block, or even if even that is too much for you, you can still do this if you sit on a couch or on a chair and you sit with with one leg on top. I want to just emphasize the spreading of the toes on the side that you have on top, as if you're still rooting the inner edge of your foot into the earth. And then bringing the elbow might make you round your back too much. If you're sitting on a chair, that means you're already feeling a little tight. So you can just bring your hand outside of your thigh and twist to the right. Okay, so there are options. You never need to worry about not being able to do exactly what I'm showing to do, what exactly the pose is. There are other ways. Slow breath. Now you will feel that your whole body is moving to the right now, because that's the side we're twisting toward. But resist it a little bit. Draw the ribs from your right side toward the left, as if you're trying to not twist, but draw the right shoulder back so it's broadening your chest. And turn your chest to the right, but keep resisting with your belly and with your hips, turning that belly and the hips to the left. Inhale very slowly, untwist. Keep everything engaged when you untwist, and then switch sides. Do whichever variation you need, whichever variation you did on the other side. Pick your hips up, take your right hip to the right, ground the inner edge of your left foot into the earth, place the fingertips of your left hand behind you, and bring the right elbow outside of your left knee or thigh. Slow breath. Lengthen your spine with every inhale. But this lengthening of the spine is not for a straight spine, right? It's not a straight backbone, but rather a curvy one. There are natural curves in your spine, the natural curve in your lumbar spine, in your lower back. You're going to reach toward it, even if the form of your pose isn't, it's still going a little bit more into the rounding. You're going to take the pubic bone and tilt it toward the floor a little bit more. Yeah. And lift your chest so that the curve in your lower back is supporting you. And there's a lift in your spine rather than a diminishing and kind of like a deflation. Slow breath. So let the insights and the imagination and the vision come through in a more wavy way. It's not necessarily going to come in very clearly. You're not going to necessarily have like the right words, the right vision. It's going to come in waves. It's going to spiral through. Untwist, inhale slowly, come to center, and then stretch your legs forward, shake them out a little bit, and we're gonna lie back on the ground. Bring your knees into your chest. Move your knees a little bit side to side so you're moving on your spine. And then knees together, take your knees to the right. Open the left shoulder to the left, ground the left shoulder into the earth, and breathe slowly. Slow, deep breaths through the tone in the back of the throat. If there's something specific in your life right now that you are seeing from a very particular angle, and that angle is not helpful for you, can you bring this form of the twist into the situation that you're in, into this interpretation of the story that you have in your head? Or can you bring this interpretation into the twist and see if something shifts? Let the wisdom of the body help you create a different way. The form of the body weave a different version. Inhale back to center. And exhale, take your knees to the left, ground the right shoulder into the earth. You can hold on, so I do this. I like to hold on to the top thigh knee as I turn the chest to the right. Slow, deep breathing. Bring this desire for reinterpretation, for re-engagement in this situation so that you can be more helpful with yourself instead of diminishing, instead of stuck. Bring that into the breath, bring that into the twist. And watch if something opens up. Inhale back to center. And again, move your knees a little bit side to side. Give yourself a nice big hug. And we're going to give ourselves a moment to lie down and release, relax. You can have your arms by your sides with your palms facing up. You can have your hands on your lower belly if that feels more supportive, creating a circuit with your body. And not forcing this idea of creative vision into where you are, but taking the next minute of lying here, allowing what arises to inform, to inspire. Release the effort from your breath. Allow it to breathe you. Receive a soft, gentle, deeper breath in. And move your toes and your fingers around. Stretch your arms with a deep breath in, up and over your head. Move and wiggle with your hips, with your ankles, maybe your wrists. Want to wiggle your fingers. And bend your knees when you're ready and roll to whichever side is calling you. Tradition turns us to the right, so you can turn to the left if you'd like, to again teach ourselves to do it differently. Creativity thrives when we shift things in little ways. And when you're ready, support yourself with your hands and bring yourself to a seated position. Bring your hands together in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra, and this gesture of the heart's deepest offering. The heart's deepest offering. Your creativity is the greatest gift that you can share with the world. It's needed right now. No pressure. Your creative vision is needed. It is medicine for this time. Thank you so, so much for joining me. I hope this was inspiring in any way. If it was, put a like on this video, share it with your people. If you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. I will leave a link for you in the description of the video for a program that can help you unstuck yourself if there is if you're in a moment in your life right now where things are not moving. You have this creative power, but the life, actually the world right now, is not letting you move. This program is for you. It's called From Stillness to Spark. It allows us to build a temple around our muse, to turn toward inspiration as guidance, and to learn how to be with ourselves exactly where we are, so things can start to move. So it's not a pushing, it's not a productivity hack, it's not a path that you know how to get from one place to another and there's an outcome that you know you're gonna have at the end. No, it's a companion. It's support for exactly where you are, being where you are on the path, and learning to receive yourself and where you are as the sacred, Allah sacred. Okay, if this is interesting for you, click the link in the description of the video. I'd love to have you be a part of it. And I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much for being here. For more support for inspiration and creativity, my Substack Muse Medicine drops every Monday, so I will leave a link for you to subscribe there as well. Thank you so much. Namaste.